Imagine being humiliated in front of an entire plane full of strangers, all because you were holding your crying baby. Now imagine the person who did it had no idea you were married to the man who owns the airline. What happened next shook the skies and changed the airline industry forever. Before we dive into this gripping story, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell icon because stories like this one, you do not want to miss. Now buckle up, this one's about to take off. It all started on a chilly Thursday morning at JFK International Airport when a young mother named Amelia James arrived at the gate for Flight 722 to Los Angeles. Her infant daughter Mila tucked gently in her arms, wrapped in a lavender blanket knitted by her grandmother. The boarding gate was bustling with passengers, and Amelia, though soft-spoken, drew the attention of many due to her elegance. Wearing a simple white blouse and jeans, her hair in a bun, no makeup except the natural glow of motherhood. Nobody knew then that she was married to Adrian James, the elusive billionaire who had silently bought controlling shares in Sky America Airlines just 8 months prior. Amelia never flaunted her status. She hated drama, avoided luxury unless necessary, and even refused to fly first class today because she wanted Mila to experience normal life. But normalcy shattered the moment flight attendant Sandra Collins entered the picture. Sandra, mid-30s with an icy glare and the swagger of someone who believed in hierarchy more than humanity, noticed the baby crying while passengers were still boarding and immediately scowled. "You need to control that noise before people complain," she hissed. Amelia smiled politely, whispering, "She's teething. I'm doing my best." But Sandra wasn't satisfied. As the flight progressed, Mila's cries resumed sporadically during takeoff, which was natural for infants due to cabin pressure. Sandra passed by with beverage carts, dramatically sighing and muttering under her breath loud enough for surrounding passengers to hear. Some looked uncomfortable, others simply empathetic, but Amelia was mortified. She rocked her daughter and mouthed sorry to strangers around her. Then came the shocking moment that turned everything into chaos. Sandra returned mid-flight, demanding Amelia move to the back of the plane where she wouldn't disturb premium passengers. Amelia refused gently, noting she had purchased her seat fairly. That's when Sandra snapped. In a flash of unfiltered rage, she slapped the bottle from Amelia's hand, grazing her cheek in the process. Gasps filled the cabin. A stunned silence swept over the rows like a wave. Did she just slap her? Someone shouted. A man pulled out his phone to record. Amelia clutched Mila, visibly shaken, her cheek red, her eyes filling with tears, but she said nothing. Sandra stood firm, clearly expecting support. But instead, a voice from first class bellowed down the aisle, low and commanding. "What did you just do?" Everyone turned. A tall, sharply dressed man in a navy suit with black loafers was striding down the aisle. Adrian James had boarded the flight unnoticed through a discreet VIP passage. Sandra froze. "Sir, this woman was causing a disruption." She refused to comply. She stammered. "That woman is my wife," Adrian said coldly, pulling out his ID badge and revealing his airline credentials. "And this aircraft, this airline, every last payroll check you've ever gotten since April ... is signed by me." Sandra's color drained from her face as gasps exploded again, passengers now whispering and recording fervently. Adrian turned to Amelia, kissed her forehead gently, and took Mila in his arms, rocking the baby effortlessly as he signaled to the co-pilot. "Turn this plane around. Emergency landing at Denver." Amelia touched his arm and shook her head gently. "No, let it go, please." Adrian's eyes met hers, filled with fury, but softened by her calm. He nodded, but what happened next proved he wasn't going to let it go. Once the flight landed, Sandra was escorted off the aircraft by security, but not before Adrian gave an impromptu speech to the passengers. "We apologize for what you witnessed today. This airline will not tolerate disrespect, discrimination, or cruelty, not to passengers, not to anyone. From now on, every Sky America staff member will undergo maternal and sensitivity training. And every parent who boards our plane will be treated like VIPs because raising children is harder than flying any aircraft. Cheers broke out, passengers applauded. But the media frenzy hadn't even begun. A fellow traveler's TikTok video of the incident went viral within hours. Headlines swarmed. Flight attendant slaps CEO's wife holding baby. Sky America's stocks dipped briefly before skyrocketing after Adrian hosted a press conference standing beside Amelia and Mila, publicly firing Sandra and announcing a new division, Sky Mom, a luxury flying experience exclusively designed for traveling mothers and infants. The internet exploded in praise. Adrian donated Sandra's severance to mothers in need. But as the story unfolded, deeper truths surfaced. Sandra's hostility wasn't just from a bad day. Former co-workers began speaking out, revealing years of complaints buried by HR due to her father being a senior union rep. Amelia, though forgiving, insisted they investigate the internal rot. Adrian agreed, hiring an independent counsel. What followed was a stunning expose of favoritism and toxic work culture hidden beneath the polished airline brand. 2 HR managers were let go, and Adrian restructured the company, promoting 3 working mothers into executive roles. Meanwhile, Amelia began writing a memoir titled Turbulence of Grace, which sold out within 48 hours of pre-orders, inspiring mothers around the world. She donated all profits to create the Mila Foundation, helping support single mothers in crisis. But the biggest twist was yet to come. A month after the incident, Sandra filed a lawsuit for wrongful termination, claiming defamation and retaliation. Amelia, though reluctant, testified. The courtroom was packed, media outside like vultures. During cross-examination, Sandra's attorney played a new video surveillance footage, showing Sandra mocking another mother just a week before the slap. The judge, furious, not only threw out her case but fined her for contempt of court. Amelia's calm testimony, grace, and honesty turned the tide. She walked out of court to a standing ovation. The next day, news anchors coined the phrase, "the mother who changed the skies." Sky America soared to new heights in brand loyalty, and Adrian appointed Amelia as the first official Chief Passenger Experience Officer. Sandra faded from headlines while Amelia was offered a Netflix documentary deal, and her foundation crossed $1 million in donations within 6 months. But Amelia? She remained humble, still shopping at local markets, flying coach with her baby when she could, and reminding the world that power isn't about status. It's about the courage to be kind when the world is watching. And even when it's not. So next time you see a crying baby on a plane, remember, you never know who that mother is or what winds of change she might bring.